to the Adventure of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Wake up, America! It's time for the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY.com, West Palm Beach's #1 internet radio station. Here's your host, the Pipeman.
Sorry you don't like it. Rock the transport, by order of the prophet. We ban that movie sound. Degenerate the faithful. With the crazy cats box down. The better when they brought up electric Cameltron. The local
This is the Pipeman here on the Adventures of Pipeman W4CY Radio, and I'm here with
Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage. How y'all doing?
Nice here on Shiprocked. Man, what do you think of doing Shiprocked? As somebody that does so many festivals, so many tours, how does this compare to everything else?
Yeah, the reason why I'm back is the people on this boat are wonderful, just open, honest, fun, caring people. I have some great conversations sitting at a bar with someone and they just open up to you, and it happens all the time here. And either it's a really positive, fun story where people are sharing about their kids or the memory of a loved one who's been lost, or fighting cancer or overcoming addiction. There's something about it. You just feel like a community here. There's a real culture. Shiprocked has built something that is really unique when it comes to festivals.
I almost kind of call it like a cult, not in a bad way, in a good way.
No, it is. And then like the themes every year, and people really get into it and they dress up, and there's an air of just no one's taking themselves that seriously. Even the artists who come on here, you see it's a shift when you get on the ship, especially if you see a band that's never done it before, and then they start to get immersed in it. You see people like they relax, their shoulders drop, their body language changes, because you realize everybody here is just being friendly.
Yeah.
It's a vibe. I love it. It makes me really happy.
You know what I think's really cool that I've noticed is like the people on Shiprocked, they're mingling with you guys, but you're not hiding because they're not bugging the crap out of you. They're just like being cool or just walking by and saying, hey, or like, it's not that same like, oh my God, I'm going to fangirl out on you like at a festival.
But even if there is a slight fangirl thing in the beginning, it goes away.
Yeah.
And they turn into regular. And then you see them the next day and that's gone. They want to buy you a beer. They want to talk to you more. And to me, it's not annoying at all. I love it.
Yeah.
These people are the people that are continuing to help us with our career. And they care, especially people here in Shiprocked, because there's a story. Everyone's got a story, and they want to share it. They want to be seen.
Yeah.
I think it's just a great opportunity for you to get to know your fan base on a real personal level without all the hysterics and stuff that you can get at the quick meet and greets or whatever. Like to be able to just hang at a bar with somebody, for example, and just hear them out. And then all of a sudden you get a new friend, and next year when you see them, they're like, remember? I'm like, yeah, pals.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then, at the same token, they find out that what we all know, that because you're a musician doesn't mean you're not just a normal person.
Right. Yeah, and watching the acts, I go into the crowd and watch too.
Yeah.
And people get excited to see me out there, and I love it. Or not on this ship, but in general, like getting into the pit, dancing with people. I love all that stuff. It's great.
Or like the other day, I was teaching Rob from Flat Black how to play craps.
Nice.
So like,
oh, that's funny.
Where else are you going to do that?
Right. Yeah,
it's just like you're just hanging out. Even for all the artists I'm friends with, it's still a different vibe here.
And the activities too.
Chill.
Yeah, the activities too allow artists to interact in a way that you would never be able to interact with them at a regular festival, because it's usually the quick meet and greet, you're in and out and that's it, and then you'll never see them for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Where you can walk around the ship and there's members of POD hanging out, like watching other bands. Joey from Anthrax is like the people's man. He's like the mayor of this boat already.
I know, right?
He's amazing. Yeah. And my wife and I have been hanging out with him and his wife, and just being around his energy. To me, he embodies like what Shiprocked is all about. He's the mayor, and it's not even just fans, it's like staff. He's asking where they come from, what their country's like. They start sharing their stories of like where they come from. Yeah, Joey's the man. He's awesome.
And yeah, I saw that when you guys were on stage. You look like you had been best friends as couples forever.
Yeah, there's a spark there, man. I mean, him and his lady, they're there's magic to them. They're just good people. Good people. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Attracted to people who have just this positive energy. And Joey's just a legend on top of it. Like, I grew up listening to him. He was one of my heroes, still is. And now he's my pal. It's pretty unreal.
It is, right? And so, yeah, prom. You guys almost won prom.
Yeah,
you got beat by a kid.
Yeah, you can't compete with the kid. And he was awesome. After he won, too, he was like breakdancing on the dance floor. Good for him. That's a memory he's going to cherish.
Oh, that was pretty wild when he did that.
It was awesome.
And he just seemed like so into it. Most kids would be like scared to death.
Yeah,
and
like
he was just
insecure. He was not.
Not at all.
Guy was going for it. Disco dancing and breakdancing was awesome.
Totally. And so, what else do you have going on in 2025?
Tons of touring. The side hustle that I've been doing for fun and get my name out there is I've been guest vocaling with a lot of smaller bands or even just guys who have a demo kicking around and I like it. I'm singing on their tracks. I'm writing stuff for them. I'm getting my name out there, but I'm also helping boost sort of baby bands.
I love
if I sing on a track, I put my name on it, it helps them get raised up. And I've seen it. A couple of bands already, their numbers went way up.
See,
and
they're so cool
excited.
of you. Not everybody would do that.
Right. But to me, it's just making me better as a producer, as a vocalist, and as a songwriter. And then my idea is after I do this for a little while, like make it professional where I can actually go to a studio with a band and produce their vocals or help them with lyrics.
That's
like,
amazing.
Start to be that guy behind the scenes as I get older. Because that's what it's all about. You get to share your experience. The more you do this touring thing, the more you write songs, you get in the studio, there's wisdom there that people can learn from.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I would love to pass that along to a younger generation.
And here at Shiprocked, you did a DJ set too. Yet did you do it?
It'll be
yet?
the last night at midnight with my lovely wife, Goddess Purple, dancing. We're going to put on the after party to end all after parties, and it's going to be awesome. So yeah, that has yet to happen. But I guarantee you, if you show up to that, whoever, it's going to be a party. It's going to be great.
Nice, I love it. And speaking of your wife, were you wearing like blue the other day? Yeah, I don't know if you remember, but I walked by, I'm like, you look badass, because I normally have blue hair. You're blue everywhere. I was like, oh, man, I didn't do the blue for the cruise because there's water. So, I went with the 80s new wave look because I was a thrash metalhead in the 80s, and I wasn't allowed to do anything new wave then.
Right? Yeah, you had a reputation as a headbanger. You can't do that. No new wave.
Totally.
And now we all love it. I was a closeted new wave guy. I love Duran Duran. I just wouldn't talk about it.
Right. and that was killer last night. The Duran Duran was killer.
Oh, it was fun, yeah.
And you did the Clash.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Huge Clash fan, yeah.
And
Pat Benatar.
I was going to say, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, wow. And then I got to say, you had said up there that you never felt that you could really do it, and now you could finally do it. You frickin' nailed it.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's hard to do Pat Benatar.
Yeah.
And you definitely
Full
nailed
disclosure,
it.
though, I just recently learned that the band does it like a half step down. So they cheated it. I had no idea. But it was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be because I've been rehearsing it at full pitch. So the band's like doing a half step down from all these songs. So they made it a lot easier for me, too.
Well,
I didn't need that, but they did it, and it helped.
There you go.
Yeah.
And what are you going to do cool tomorrow night?
I got Rebel Yell by Billy Idol, which we killed in rehearsal, and then the End All Be All, to me, one of the best songs from one of the best bands of all time, Motorhead, Ace of Spades.
Yes.
Which will be like second to last song of the set, and I'm going to pull out the big guns for that one.
And so you're doing that with Henry, who was just here.
Yeah.
He's mentioned that.
Yep.
So that's cool.
And we meddled it out today. We really took it to the next level, so it's going to be fun.
So I have a great thing for you. I just started this on Shiprocked. This is something I haven't worn since I'm 16 years old. I've never brought it to a festival. All the festivals I do, I'm like 80s themed Shiprocked. I think it's time.
Bust it out. Oh, your battle vest, dude. Are you kidding me? Is this your OG one? Look at that.
Man. You have to take a look at this shit,
dude.
Front and back. I drew all that shit on there.
This is awesome.
Winston from Parkway Drive was commenting. He's like, I've never seen that.
No, I've never seen that one either.
Well, that's because it's before they had an album.
Wow. This is wild, dude. I love this. See, this is what it's all about, man. The real deal. And nowadays you can buy these pre-made. Get the hell out of here.
Are you fucking kidding
me?
Look at That's stupid, right?
It is shredded, dude.
No doubt. And then there's blood on not this side, but the other side from when I got up on stage at a show at the country club,
awesome.
and the security was chasing me, so I climbed up on the Marshall stack and dove, and the crowd moved while I was in full swan, and I knocked my teeth out. Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, the band was Savage Grace, who I was really close with. They toured with Motorhead, but they never really went further. And I interviewed him recently because he just came out with a new album after 30 years.
Yeah.
And so he was like, it was great because he got to prove to my kids a story. You know, you tell your kids stories, they don't fucking believe you.
Right.
And it's Sunset Strip days, so, like, of course nobody's going to believe you. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty well known in L.A. for knocking out my teeth and ending a Savage Grace show at the country club. And, like, pretty much everybody knows me for that. And they're probably like, yeah, right, Dad, blah, blah, blah. So he brought it up in the interview. He goes, yeah, that was the most tragic thing of L.A. metal ever. And I always wondered what happened to you if you were okay. I felt so bad.
That's hysterical.
Right?
Things we do when we're young and our adrenaline's pumping and we got some beers in us.
No doubt.
Yeah, I got a friend who's got plates in his face from getting punched in the face at a pit.
Oh,
yeah,
that
you got that scar for the rest of your life, dude. But
Yeah.
you know what? The youth, you got to just go for it.
Yeah.
No regrets, no fear.
When
Especially
you
back
can.
then. Who cared?
I used to
I'm lucky. I
ride
did some
my
crazy shit.
skateboard off of roofs into
Yeah,
pools.
yeah, totally, dude. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I'm like, I still ride my skateboard, but if the hill's too much, I'm like, maybe I should slow it down.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot safer as I've gotten older. I got to be able to perform on stage, so I can't break anything.
Well, that's
plus,
the
you know,
thing.
American health care is so expensive. I can't even afford it, dude.
I have proof of
I
that.
don't have health care.
I have proof of that. So end of 2017, I was surfing in Hawaii, and I got a heart attack. And Hawaii fucked me up because they misplaced a stent. And over the whole year that you do this recovery, like, I kept telling doctor, like, people say you feel 20 years younger. Like, I was in mosh pit before the heart attack, so I was already 20 years younger. I feel like shit now. It's normal, blah, blah, blah. They released me after a year recovery. I decided to celebrate and go to Costa Rica and go surfing. And I was on top of a 10-foot wave, and that's when I had the massive heart attack from American healthcare.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay?
Negligence and malpractice, it's commonplace.
Yep. Now get this. $400,000 for them to try to kill me. Costa Rica, the cardiologist calls my insurance company, and they're like, typical of American. Yeah, he said he needs this procedure right now or he's going to die. And they're like, well, you know, it's going to take 48 to 72 hours to process the claim. And it's a weekend, so it'll probably take longer. And he's like, you don't understand. He'll be dead by then. And when he hung up, he goes, yeah, the U.S. never pays even when they approve it, so don't worry about it. And they put me in their healthcare system. They have free healthcare. So they put me in there. And 100% for free. They did more work because they had to fix the damage and do new shit.
Right.
And I saw the bill if I had to pay for it, $15,000.
Yeah.
Like, why is a third world country able to give stellar health care for next to nothing and nothing to their citizens?
Yeah, that's one of the, I would say,
can't.
a huge gripe that I have with, not just with the American healthcare, but the food industry, the FDA. Like, they're poisoning us.
you.
They don't care. They don't care that they're killing us. It's literally
Big pharma,
money.
food,
Yeah, money
everything.
over humanity, and that needs to change. That really needs to change in this country.
And as you probably
shameful.
know from touring, like, I go to Europe a lot. It's like I see the same thing in Europe that's here, and like here it's got like 50 ingredients and 100 grams of sugar or whatever,
and stuff
the
that'll give you
same
cancer.
Thing,
Yep.
3 ingredients and 2 grams of sugar for the same exact product.
Right. Yeah, people need to open their eyes, and we need radical change in this country over that. It's something that upsets me on a regular basis.
Yeah,
I've taken
me
control
too.
of my health, and now that I do eat healthy and I take care of myself, I don't have to go to the doctor.
Me
I
too.
don't. There's no reason to.
I reversed diabetes in 6 months with
Beautiful.
just food.
Yes.
I don't take fucking meds.
Eat thy medicine.
I hate big pharma
Yeah.
with a passion.
Same.
And eating is medicine.
Yes, sir.
And the eating they're giving us is poison.
Exactly.
No doubt. So back to the battle
we could talk
vest.
about this for hours.
We
man.
could.
We could do a whole podcast.
I actually have a whole station for health and wellness. Like I own 4 radio stations. One of them's just for health and
I
wellness.
love it.
Because I hate all this
It's
shit.
revolutionary to speak about these things, but it's super important. I think people need to hear that message. You can take control of your health, and you can kill diseases. You can knock them out.
They don't want to cure us. They want to keep us sick
Patience.
as a repeat customer.
Money, 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 money.
It's ridiculous.
Yep. Agreed.
So back to the battle vest. If you were to pick one band on that battle vest to tour with, who would it be?
Who did you have on there? Metallica. Hands
All right.
down, hands
There
down.
it is.
Metallica's one of those bands that, like, you know, even if we were playing during the day to a half-full stadium, just to say that we got to open for, like, the Godfathers, because without those first couple of Metallica records, there's no Killswitch Engage. Hands down, they're a huge influence. I mean, I can't imagine my life without Metallica. Metallica and Anthrax were the 2 bands that really changed everything for me and made me want to get into music and, what is this stuff? You know, it was so different from what was playing on the radio.
Yeah, 100%. And, like, I went to Metallica's first show ever, and Slayer's.
That's wild.
But the Metallica one's a good story because back in the day in L.A., the bands would play, and afterwards you'd hang out with them and then go to their house and party all night long.
Right.
Like, because we were all the same age.
Right.
So this guy gets off the stage, comes up to me, starts talking, hands me his business card. It says Metallica, power metal, because they were power metal for a minute because there was no such word as thrash metal.
Yep.
Dave Mustaine.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, totally.
Back in those days.
Back in the,
I would have
wish-
loved to have seen a Cliff and, dude, what? That lineup? Sick.
Yeah, I saw that, but I saw Ron McGovney,
Wow, that's wild.
right?
That's way back,
And
dude.
then when Metallica and Slayer left L.A. and went to the Bay Area, me and my bro used to hitchhike up to the Bay Area to go to the real shows because we were stuck with all the hair metal bands.
Well, what a wild time to be alive and to be able to see that shift in the scene. That's so cool.
It is. I got lucky because I grew up in New Jersey, and my dad one day came to me and goes, pack your bags in 3 days. We're moving to California. And it was 1980 when that happened.
Wow.
And so, like, I immediately, like, the first club show I ever went to was Motley Crue at the Roxy before they had an album when they were horror punk. They weren't glam
Insane,
yet.
dude. Yeah,
They were
yeah.
lighting the whole Roxy on fire, trying to bring Satan in. I was like, I'm never going to a real concert ever again.
Why would you, dude?
Right?
That's so exciting. What an exciting time to see a scene like just exploding.
Yeah.
Literally.
Totally. And then you would walk over with Crew over to the Rainbow and hang out with Lemmy
rage.
and Ron Jeremy.
Oh, it's just so
and
crazy.
Just, I can't even talk about. I'm
You're
glad
lucky
they
to be
didn't
alive, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, 100%. Man, I was at that party when Vince left with Razzle.
Heartbreaking.
Talk about lucky to be alive. You
Yeah.
know, it's like it could have been anybody too. You know, in that day and age. And I'm glad they haven't recorded shit from that
Yeah.
day and age. Like T.J. Hoffman.
Be a lot of
yes.
people in jail if there was.
Yeah, we were talking. Me and him were talking. I'm like, I'm glad I don't have any. There's no video
No
of
evidence.
anything I ever did back then.
Yeah. And well, you even remember that you did back then.
No doubt. Anything else you want to tell the listeners that's coming up in 2025 that they want to know about?
I would just say, more than anything, the message of unifying, finding common ground together as people is the one that I'm bringing with this album and with just the way that I'm trying to live my life. The division that is happening purposefully by the powers that be to keep us divided on the left or the right. We need to realize that our common ground is so much greater than our differences. And if we want to change things, not just in our own country, but in the world, we have to band together. We have to start having these conversations about where we can find these common grounds, what needs to change, and take our power back.
No doubt. Yeah,
That's where I'm at right now.
That's another passion subject of mine right there. Like I always say, they're all on the same team, me and the politicians, and it ain't mine.
No,
and
they
it's
do
the
not care about
oldest
us.
trick in the book:
It
divide
is.
and conquer. Why do these people on all sides glorify these politicians like they're rock stars that they don't give two shits about?
And they're
you?
controlled by, they're just puppets.
Yeah.
They're pawns and puppets. They're liars, they're cheaters, and they're thieves. And I want nothing to do with any of that stuff. My interest is the common people. My interest is human rights. My interest is people actually having the freedom to make a choice about things.
Yes.
And that stuff is being taken away very clandestine, very slowly. They're chipping away, and they're changing the whole course of history. And it doesn't have to be that way.
No, it doesn't. And There's a lot of people out there that say, well, musicians, when they're up there playing, they shouldn't say anything. They're exactly who should be saying something.
Right.
Because, first of all, you have the pulpit to be able to do it.
Right.
Number one. Number two, anybody that's ever been to a rock or a metal show knows we're one big happy family and we are united and there are no outsiders.
Right.
And the rest of the world could take our example.
Yeah, the whole like stick to your whatever. Like politics is for the people, by the people. I'm a person. Just because I have a platform, I have something to say. To me, I'm going to continue to do it. I don't do it in such a way where I'm pushing an agenda.
Right.
My only thought process is for people to think for themselves.
Yeah.
And artists have done it since The Clash. Bob Marley, those are two of my heroes I could think off the top of my head. Like, they changed the course of not just music, but it got into the fabric of society. And a message of unity will always stand the test of time, and I'll always stand behind it.
Well, look at people like Bob Marley and John Lennon. They were a threat, and now they're not here.
Exactly. And there's a reason for that.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
So I'm glad somebody like you can be a voice for us, and I'm a voice for it, and we all need to be a voice.
It's important.
Of unity. And I'm also a big believer, hey, you do you, okay?
Yeah.
Most of these people that are bitching about other people, what the other people do doesn't affect their life in any way, shape, or form. It's just pure hate, and that's all.
Especially if someone's loving another person, why do you care? If they're not harming somebody,
Exactly.
if they're living their lives and they're being peaceful, just let them be. It's
Let
not
them
your
be happy
business.
instead of miserable. Why do we want people miserable?
Exactly, yeah. So to me, it's all about letting people make choices, being able to actually be free. We got to scale way back to the way it's supposed to be. And again, not just this country, but I'm talking the world over. And the message, I'll continue with it. It gives me purpose, and I don't care if it gets me in trouble. It's something I'm going to say till the day I die.
I hope so. And keep saying it. And if we all keep saying it, we can make the positive change.
Yeah, the power of strength in numbers. And
No
we
doubt.
far outnumber those people up at the top.
That's right. You got it. Well, you are a badass as a human and a musician. And thanks for being here on Shiprocked.
Thanks, man. Just trying to live my best life.
And you are. And thanks for being on the Adventures of Pipeman.
You got it. Thank you, everybody. What's up, good people? This is Jesse Leach from Killswitch Engage, and you're listening to the Pipeman on W4CY. All right.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.